Rise and shine. It's time to get the day started with the morning show of record for the Homestead community. It is the Farm2Table Direct Show morning edition. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome in, especially anybody with the morning crew coming on in this morning. Glad to have you all in with us. Hope your day is off to a great start. Mine's running a few minutes behind, a minute or two behind. Hope you're sticking around. It's good to be back in the seat live. Hated not being with you all yesterday. I do thank you all for tuning in. Today's topic is life is hard. Deal with it. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. It sounds rough. Good morning, Scotty. Glad to see you in, buddy. It is sure miss seeing y'all guys in person or live yesterday. But anyway, topic kind of came to me late last night. It was an audible. Glory Hills. Good morning there. I'm assuming that is David Lacey with his new hunting channel there. Good morning, Robbie with Wild Huckleberry. Glad to see y'all guys in this morning. Anyway, hope y'all are all off to a good start. Enjoying. Good morning, Joy Bartlett. Uh, hope everyone has a good cup of coffee. I'm gonna get there. Haven't had it yet, but anyway, glad to see you all coming in. Glad to see you all coming in. Like I said, today's topic: life is hard. Deal with it, which may seem like a different variation of what y'all heard yesterday, and we'll get into that here in just a minute. All right, so Glory Hills Hunts. So go over, everybody, if you get a chance, check out Glory Hills Hunts. I'm gonna click this so y'all can see it, so you don't misunderstand me. That's David Lacey from Glory Hills Homestead. That's his new or second channel. That's going to be, I'm assuming, hunting, fishing, and all things outdoors. So go on over there, give that a check out, and if you're into hunting and fishing or like watching stuff about it, that'd be your place to go. Uh, Good morning, hunting family. I'm assuming this is Greg that's up this early in the morning. Uh, probably getting ready to go out and do all those morning chores. But anyway, good deal. Well, let's get through today's reality smackdown. Tech billionaire Elon Musk on Monday said an outage impacting his social media platform X is being caused by a massive cyber attack that is still ongoing. Okay. I'm going to interrupt. There we go. He said there isn't anything on that channel yet, but turkey season's right around the corner. Yes, yes, it is. So that'll be good. So we'll be looking for future content on that channel. There we go. All righty. Anyway, so yeah, X was shut down yesterday, essentially. Um, with cyber attack, and he said it was more sophisticated this time. It was a lot of resources behind it. So anyway, ICE arrests Palestinian green card holder who led Columbia University protest, and of course a nice. Okay, let me see here. Hang on just a second. Thank you, Scotty. I have not had my coffee this morning. That would make it in. There we go. All right. My apologies. Man, I was just going on and me and Keith were just talking about this yesterday about where you just got to have one of those moments where you're doing great and you realize you forgot to click something important. So, good morning, Jack with Dyer Family, driving and listening. Will you drive safe, buddy? And thank you for the heads up on that, Scotty. I appreciate that. So anyway, well, that's live. That's live, and no chance to hit restart on that. But anyway, one of those nice liberal judges has put a hold on the attempts to deport this guy. So we'll see what happens. RFK Jr. says that Texas measles outbreak top priority, Health and Human Services, sending vaccine doses. That's one of my later topics this week. Honestly, I'm gonna get back into vaccines. There's some later this week. There's this whole vaccine thing. We're gonna get off on that, and we'll see what happens with it. But anyway, maybe later this week. And President Trump said on March 9th his tariff plan would likely impact the economy, describing it as a transition period that would ultimately benefit the country. But I think he's saying is it's going to get bad before it gets better. Uh, anyway, yeah, there you go. That'd be a good thing to see. Jack and David. Uh, 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 getting together and doing a collaborative video on turkey hunting. That'd be awesome. I bet people would love to see that. But anyway, y'all get Clyde with let's have a cup of coffee in there, and y'all have a trio right there. But anyway, so anyway, that is Uh, Robbie sent this to me with a wild huckleberry. State law, this is Arkansas. State lawmakers approved bill barring higher education, i.e., colleges and such as that, from participating in agricultural programs with China and Russia. Interesting. We've done a few things over here in Arkansas, like not letting foreign companies, particularly China and those types of things, own land. They've had to divest any ownership in land and that type of stuff here in Arkansas, and I think other states need to follow. But that is also another topic for another day. Let's get into this day in history. Handful of things happened worth talking about, so let's see if we can go through them. In 1789, Benjamin Banneker and Pierre Charles L'Enfant, let's try to say that Frenchy little word. Anyway, L'Enfant, anyway, whatever. Begin to lay out Washington, D.C., so we can blame a Frenchman for the craziness that is the D.C. Beltway, maybe. I don't know. But no, actually, they did a good job laying it out. It's quite cool the way the streets all lay out and everything. 1824, U.S. War Department creates the Bureau of Indian Affairs. And, man, that's a whole other conversation, too. 1855, the Bowery Boys gang leader William Poole, a.k.a. Bill the Butcher, is buried in Brooklyn. Had 155 carriages and 6,000 mourners. Anyway. Oh, goodness gracious. There we go. Man, there is a whole lot going on over in that chat. And I'm glad to see y'all guys uh, getting busy over there. 1927, first armored commercial car holdup in the U.S., Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Interesting. 1957, Charles Van Doren finally loses on U.S. TV game show 21 after winning 129,000. It was later revealed to be fixed. In fact, I think they even made a movie about that a few years ago. But anyway, 1958, a B-47 accidentally drops nuclear bomb 15,000 feet on a family home in Mars Bluff, South Carolina, creates a crater 75 feet across. The bomb was without its nuclear capsule. Thank God. Uh, yeah, I know you do, David, out there. I'll share that in a minute. Anyway, yeah, wow, accidentally drops a bomb. How do you I don't understand. But anyway, somebody had some explaining to do. Anyway, 1963, U.S. Defense Secretary Robert McNamara. Anyway, orders adoption of the U.S. military by the military of the M16 assault rifle, originally designed as the AR-15 by Eugene Stoner. That's right, Armalite. Anyway, so yeah, so there we are. Anyway, let's see. 1964, Gene Roddenberry brings together a 16-page pitch for the original Star Trek series. That is right. There we go. Live long and prosper. 1985, Mikhail Gorbachev replaces Konstantin Chernenko as the Soviet leader. And so began the end. Uh, anyway, 1997, Beatle Paul McCartney is knighted by Queen Elizabeth II. That guy just keeps on going. He was at the Super Bowl. That guy's, what is that guy, like 200 years old now? I don't know. Anyway, 2018, China's National People Congress approves removal of term limits for a leader, allowing Xi Jinping to be president for life. Yeah, that's not a good idea. See why term limits matter? Anyway, all right. That is all of the things on this day in history. And we are going to get on in. I've been seeing a lot over here. David said he deals with the BIA, which is Bureau of Indian Affairs, a lot. And yeah, out there where you live and where you work with your line of work, I'm sure you do. Yep. We're going to be looking forward to seeing a lot of people. We got Okie Homestead Expo coming up real soon. We'll be getting into that here in just a minute. Got some cool updates on that. Uh, Okay, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna stay out of y'all. Y'all got a chat going on. I'm gonna stay out of. But anyway, all right. So I had a topic picked out for today, which was going to be dealing with under government attack and who and why. But we're gonna kick that out a day. I was reading through the old fake book last night and came across this, and it just kind of triggered, especially after everything I did yesterday. You know, the video I dropped out. I know I recorded it Sunday night for yesterday morning, and which, I had to do because of work, but it probably wasn't the best day for me to hit record because, as y'all could tell, I was frustrated with things, and it had been a rough day, rough weekend, kind of thing where things just weren't going right. And, they did right, but anyway. Uh, so I did that video, and so but as Robbie said, if I can't vent to my friends, then who can I vent to? And y'all guys are friends, so. But still, yet nonetheless, uh, had that video. Now, update on the car. Hey, good morning, Ed Kirkpatrick. Good to see you in this morning, buddy. Uh, are you still down in Georgia, or have you made your way up to Oklahoma yet? Or is that coming up in a few days? Uh, anyway, by the way, enjoy the picking when you get onto your channel. Some of your videos, I enjoy the little picking with the music. It's cool. But anyway, not always the best day to hit record, like I said, when you're having a frustrating day. But anyway, I did. So update on the vehicle. Got the new fuel tank in, got the new fuel pump in yesterday. Uh, got the outside of the tank coated, fuel pump put in. My son-in-law was doing all this. I had to work, but got it put in, got everything hooked up, and it is now running and driving. He drove it home last night. So we regrouped and came back with the right parts and got the old vehicle running. But I may, appreciate those who checked out the short and chimed in and such as that. So anyway, it was just one of those things that was thought I'd do it, try it out a little bit. But anyway, so here we go. We're going to get into the topic of the day. This is actually something I'm going to read. It was from somebody else, and I'll give credit at the end, uh, and I'll comment through it. But it was just like, man, this is what I needed, and you know what? It's what our generation needs. It's what people need to be reminded of, and a good swift kick in the fourth point of contact. But anyway, okay, Edgar, you're still leaving out Sunday. All right, well, we look forward to meeting you in person and seeing you up there at Okie next week. So anyway, that's Ed Kirkpatrick, one of the sponsors, and just a good old country boy storyteller. And anyway, so go check out Ed if you haven't. Go check out Ed's channel and check in on his stories and stuff. But anyway, all right. So here it is. My thoughts from the tractor seat. Doing it the hard way. I was told in high school that I needed to go to college in order to earn enough to make a decent living, and that life without an education was hard. They attempted to brainwash me into thinking switch over. Let me do a little switch. How about now? Is that picking up sound? I know it'll be different. Can y'all let me know? Uh, can y'all hear that on that? Is that picking it up? Any sound on that? Uh, uh, no sound. What is going on here? Oh my goodness. All right. Well, uh, how about now? Is that better? Is that better? Ah, can we hear? Can we hear it now? How about now? Yeah, I can hear myself in there now. So I know y'all got it. Okay. I guess when I moved that microphone, I bumped the bumped the old XLR cable in the back. So all right. Well, there we go. Yeah. Again, one of those many technical difficulties. All right. Well, I got to pay close attention. All right. Well, let's see. Where was we at? Okay. Uh, yeah, dear old dad told him that when it was hard that he'd have to get up big enough to go to work, buy stuff for himself, and he did. It was hard too. I think it was around that time that my dad, uh, uh, told me the same thing. If I wanted stuff, I had to go buy it myself. So you know what, life was hard, and figured out real quick what the Bible meant when it said in Second Thessalonians 3:10, "This we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat." And I think that's true. If you ain't working, now there's exceptions to that. I understand, but I'm just a general rule: man won't work, man shouldn't eat. Uh, because if he didn't get out of bed and head to the cotton patch, we didn't get paid. If we didn't get a paycheck, we had no money. No money meant nothing to spend on either necessities nor luxuries. Life was hard, so we learned how to work. Let me say that again. We learned how to work. I mean, to give it all you had. Next thing we learned was how to do things the right way. Yeah, that's the painful lesson. If you didn't do a good job, then you had to go back and do it again without pay. Life was hard. This is how screwed up America has become. Now, most kids have no idea how to work anymore because their life at home has never been hard. They never had to work. They never had to chop cotton or dig out rows or haul and stack hay. Most never had to break a sweat to make their own money to buy their own clothes or anything else. They just don't know what hard is. Now, not to downplay higher education, it's just not for everyone. Also, one needs to make smart choices when choosing a degree. But some go off to college to get educated and earn a degree, so life won't be so hard. Then they join that fraternity called I Tap a Keg, and they have a good time. All the while, their education is likened to electricity. They travel the path of least resistance, and they get a worthless degree that wasn't too hard, but they never knew what hard was to begin with. So now they get out in the real world, and right away they go looking for that perfect, easy job where they'll be the CEO of the company with a six-figure salary by the time they're 25, and they can retire by the time they're 40. Easy peasy. Many of you should be laughing right now at that. But anyway, then all of a sudden, when looking for a job, life is starting to get hard. No, sir, I don't have work experience. Nobody said I would have to start at an entry level position and work my way up. I'm worth more than that. Don't you know I have thousands of dollars in loans I've acquired for this degree? Life is so not fair. So now we've come to the point where we all need for student loans forgiven and jump for joy when getting a stimulus check and unemployment because some are afraid to work. Well, I hate to tell you, cupcakes, but there is plenty of work out there if you're willing to do the hard stuff. Meanwhile, those of us who live the hard life and who do the hard work, we're always looking to hire more people to help us do the hard stuff. I've never been without a job, and I can do most anything because I was never afraid or too proud to do the hard stuff. We're all considered essential. We're the people doing the hard stuff. We do the trades that bust knuckles and you have to break a sweat. We're the ones that have to shower after work and not before. We're not fun to work for, and we will absolutely 100% bust your chops when you screw up. It's how we were treated, and it's how we learned. It made us tough enough to do the hard stuff. Guess what? Life is hard. Always has been, always will be. So quit looking for the easy way out. The easy stuff has a long line with lots of competition. The line for the hard stuff is always short of candidates and in high demand. So just roll up your sleeves, give it all you got, because let's face it, life is hard and always will be. I guess I'm just a hard man and I need to quit listening to the news. Just my rant from the tractor seat. And that was credit to Don Hartman, who wrote that. But man, other than the chopping cotton part, I think I could understand 100% of that. I've lived 100% of that outside of the chopping cotton. Um, anyway, it's I think that's where I think that's where we've messed things up is we've made things too easy for people and expectations are unrealistic. I'm going to share this. Jack said at 13, stepmom decided since I had my own job I could buy my own clothes and everything. Uh, yeah, I wasn't quite to the buy my own. Mom and dad provided the necessities of life, but what I discovered real quick was that if I wanted the things I wanted, that hard work was involved. So whether it was pushing lawnmowers or pushing a broom or digging ditches or whatever it was to make extra money. So if I like one year I worked a summer and so I could buy a brand new bicycle because I wanted a brand new one of those fancy expensive ones. And then I learned, okay, well, if I work, I can get it. So then it became running around money. It became clothes that I wanted, not what mom was willing to buy. Um, because mom and dad were going to buy what they were going to buy because that's what they could afford. So if I wanted, fancy clothes, uh, I'll read that in a minute, Jack. But if I wanted those things, that pair of nice shoes that, or whatever, then I had to work and earn that. If I wanted extra money for things, I had to get out and hustle and work. And my dad told me, he said, son, as long as you got two hands and you're willing to work, there's work to be done. Might not be something fun, might not be what you want to be doing, but there's no shortage for work. And I can say that that's held true in my life at the times when I've needed to make money or needed a job or had a period of time where uh, I was out of a what you call a 9 to 5 or a regular job. Uh, I had my tools, I had my truck, I had what I knew how to do, and I hustled and I worked and I made money and put food on the table, paid rent, and got by. And I worked some jobs for wages that I look back on now and think, man, no way I'd do that again. But it was what you do to get through, you know. Now Jack says, see what he said if you've never held peanuts for money, hoed peanuts for money, and got into a row of morning glories, you ain't worked, man. Well, I will say now I have not done that, Jack, but I do know what it is to uh, have to go out and tend to, go out and work in large things. And Lord knows I hauled and stacked enough hay bales and brush hogged enough pastures and pushed cattle up out of the brush and brush popped and worked with my dad doing remodels, renovations, working on cars, you name it, uh, and my own hard work and doing things in life and that sometimes you got to get out and sweat and so it's whether we were roofing or whether we were concrete laying, or it didn't matter. It was hard work, and there was no shortage of that. And so that's what I've grown up doing. And so you know what, when you have bad days like I had Sunday, and it goes back to this: life is hard. It's not always going to be fun. Uh, and see what Jess said had to say here. It says a guy's done both ends, corporate and the hard blue collar. Tell you, blue collar is much more gratifying. I'd agree that there is something to, especially if you're making something or there's something where you're producing, you're doing. There's a result. You can feel. You got the physical exertion and you work hard. Uh, oh, I gotta share this. We didn't have to walk uphill both ways to school when we were younger, like you. Hey, don't forget to throw in snow and no shoes and yeah. Uh, oh my goodness, that's a good one, David. Oh, that is too funny. Uh, but it is funny. Uh, like I said, best piece of advice. My dad told me, he said, "Boy, if you got two hands and a willingness to work, there's work to be found." And and I have found that to be true in life. So I've got pretty much no tolerance. I know there are people who have medical conditions, and there's people who have, uh, uh, but it's there's different kinds of work. What I'm saying, and there's those who can't, and that's understood. There's those who things have slipped away, and I'm going to go ahead and put this up, Scotty. So there are more people who work harder and sweat more than me. I might have taken the easy way out by being an officer, but it's hard work, just not as hard as some. Just wish I was back to work. And I do too, brother. I hope you're able to get back there soon. This has got it. This was not to pick on or diminish those who go to school and get a degree and or in corporate or in management and upper level, and have those things. That's not a case. That's their case. This is just the fact that there's this group of younger people, particularly who are looking for the easy way out of everything. Not because they went to school and got a degree. I know a lot of friends, a lot of people I went to school with who went that way. They've got degrees. They work in their fields. They're good at what they do, and I do not diminish. They had to go through school, and they have a good hard work ethic. But you when you go get some degree like underwater basket weaving, that is a useless degree, and then you want to cry about student debt, or you expect the world to be handed to you on a silver platter, and that's because mom and daddy always handed things to people on that. They always got what they wanted. They didn't have to go out and sweat and work. GoFundMe back when I was a kid was a push lawnmower. Scrapping, picking up cans. I mean, whatever. I took some pretty crappy jobs, moving people, helping people move, whatever, just to come up with some extra cash. Worked all day to get $30. And it's like, yeah. So there is a difference in that, and so don't think that I'm picking on people who have chosen the higher education route or who have went into corporate. Uh, and that's a fact. And I will say that it's not an easy way out. That's a fact. And so I appreciate that, and I'm going to put that up there. Being an officer is not the easy way out. We thank you for your service, buddy, and I guarantee it. Anybody who's put into those things, and that is there's honorable professions. That may not be, sweat equity may not be the name of the game. And I'll tell you, my dad always drove me, boy, figure out a way you ain't got to work with your back. Figure out a way you ain't got to work with it hard like that. Figure out a way that you can do things. And what my knucklehead butt do? Join the military. Yeah, because I worked construction, and as much as I enjoyed it, I looked around at those guys on that construction crew that were in their 30s, and they did not look. They didn't look 30. Uh, and so I just said, there's got to be a better way. Join the military. It's been a career there. I drive a truck. Now, some people might think that, and that's a beating up job at times, and it's hard, but I've worked a lot of hard jobs in between. And no, I want to share this because, listen, more mentally and physically and emotionally challenging than any other job out there. And listen, for anybody who puts on a uniform of law enforcement, first responders, fire, EMT, anybody who puts on a military uniform, listen, that's one that's honorable and should be recognized as such. And yes, I agree. There's a mental and physical and emotional challenge. I will tell you that, in a lot of ways, my body is much older than, you know, much older than it would be because of years of doing what I did. And then when you get out, it catches up with you, and so definitely though, hats off and, salute to anybody who's put on a uniform, whether it's law enforcement, EMT, first responder, military, I don't care. Because we need those people doing those jobs. And I want to share this, Robbie. I used to build apartments in the summer. It was hard, but I look back on it proudly now. I sit at a desk. Hey, listen, I've had plenty of desk jobs, and there's days I wish I had one now, but there's a mental side of that, a mental exhaustion of those who manage and run. So anyway, well, listen, guys, I just want you to understand it's, that's the stuff we need to pass on. And so it's the people that are homesteaders, people, farmers, and I watch them passing this on to their kids and teaching them the value of work and teaching them how to get out and get busy. Hats off. That's what we need more of. There'll be plenty of time for video games and plenty of time for all that stuff later. There's plenty of time for that, but we need to teach this generation of kids coming up what hard work's about. And it's that because that's a valuable effort, and as long as a man's willing to work, there's work out there to be done. That's a fact. But anyway, we are at the 30-minute mark, and I need to go ahead and get on. Get on. I've got roofers coming today. That was planning on later in the week, and it got bumped up to today. So I've got roofers coming in, and we're gonna get a new roof on the back side of the house. So I got to get out of here and get ready for that. But anyway, because life is hard and I got to deal with it. But anyway, no, appreciate that. Tomorrow we're going to pick back up. We'll be back in here and probably pick up on this. I've got a couple of different things this week, but on some stuff going on. I think there'll be some good shows later this week. Real quick, before I go any further with it, tonight, 7 o'clock, Keith and I and Mr. P will be live. We will be talking about the cost of cheap food. What are you really paying for? That will be on tonight, 7 o'clock. Now, the cool thing is tonight is also ticket giveaway. We're giving away 2 tickets to the Okie Homestead Expo. Now, we had originally said, share last week's video and Facebook and stuff, and that just didn't seem to, I only wish I had a job again on the very cold days. Yeah, the office on the cold days and the wet days looks real good. But anyway, but no, we're giving away 2 tickets tonight on the show. And so what we're going to do is tonight, if you're in live on the live, we will be dropping a keyword or a key hashtag for people to put in the comments in the chat. And anybody who puts it in the chat on the live show tonight, and we won't announce it till the show, so you got to be there at the show. But anybody who announces it will be put in the name will be put in a little Rolo, and we'll draw at the end of the show the ticket winner. And listen, even if you've already bought tickets, but maybe you've got a friend or somebody you would like to invite or bring along, and so you could use these extra 2 tickets, or if you haven't got tickets yet, somebody who's watching, maybe you're thinking about going. We've got 2 tickets. That's $100 value on the price tag, but it's a priceless value on being able to meet and fellowship with homesteaders and learn. It's a learning thing. The lineup is incredible for Okie, and so we're looking forward to giving away 2 tickets tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Farm to Table Direct Show, and we hope to see you all there with us tonight as we have a great topic, and it's going to be a great show. So anyway, let's move through. Tip of the day. Having a rough day? Listen, place your hand over your heart. You feel that? That's called purpose. You're alive for a reason, so don't give up. Don't ever give up. I'm going to skip through the upcoming events today on this one. Just that Okie Expo. Oh, my goodness. Okie Expo is, like 9 days. 9 days and a wake-up. Man, how about that? I know I seen Ed said he was leaving out Sunday, heading up, and I know others are heading up there earlier to help volunteer and get things set up. Keith and I and Mr. P will be up there as well as my wife, and I think one of our other nephews coming to help out. But we'll be up on Thursday. So we look forward to seeing everybody there. But again, we will see you all tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Farm to Table Direct Show. And like I said, I will get back into the lineup stuff. That is the lineup. All the upcoming events has become about 3 pages worth of stuff. There's so much going on this year around the homesteading world. Anyway, so folks, that's a wrap for today. I'm looking at that ticker up there. We're at 34 minutes right now. Appreciate you sticking through the little technical difficulties this morning. And, anyway, I seen something up there I wanted to say. I like this, Greg. I'm not afraid of work at all. I can lay down and take a nap right beside it. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, there we go. But anyway, that's a wrap for today on the Farm to Table Direct Show Morning Edition. Thanks for joining us as we explore headlines, stories, and more impacting our world today and beyond. Thank you all in the chat. Enjoyed the chat this morning. Y'all guys are doing great over there. I love having y'all in. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's episode and all the others, don't forget to hit that like button. Share it with your friends and subscribe to our channels on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. It is the best way to stay connected and help grow the conversation about food, farming, and community. So until next time, keep your roots deep and your vision growing. Good food starts with great people just like you. And remember, we are hashtag stronger together. Be a blessing to someone. We will see you all tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Look forward to you all being in there. Everybody have a great and blessed day. Be a blessing to someone today if you get the opportunity. Stay safe out there, whatever it is you're doing. And God bless you, farm on, and all those good things. We will see you all tonight and tomorrow morning back here at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time. So we'll see you on the other side, and we're going to hand this over to Hank to take us on out of here.
No humans were harmed in the production of this podcast.